What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. After Sound here, bringing you Splinterlands content daily. I'm once again joined by the one and only Godziel. Godziel, how are you doing, sir?
Hey guys, it's me, Godziel, back here with After Sound. Happy to be here.
Back again. Happy to have you. All right, Godzilla, we got a couple more topics that we wanted to discuss.
Mm-hmm,
Let's dive into tournaments first. So there is a lot happening within tournaments, but a lot that's happening behind the scenes. And not that we have any behind the scenes info, but I don't know if you want to speculate on that, or actually, it might be more interesting for us to get into your experience with the Commander Chaos tournaments, which are the
mm-hmm,
anytime sit
mm-hmm,
and go. So
mm-hmm.
yeah, let's start there. Why don't you tell us what your experience is like? Because I have not had a chance to jump into it. I talked about it in one of the recent like town hall AMAs or town hall recaps that I did. So I'm
Yeah, I
curious to
saw
see
that.
what is your experience like. I think it's a really cool innovation. This is where
Yes,
bots can come in come in handy and be a be a good part of the game. So I'm sure this
yes.
is one bot everybody can get behind. But what are your
Mhm.
thoughts? How was your experience with it?
Yeah, I think it's a really innovative and a cool idea that the team has managed to pull off. I think uh, now we have like a 24-hour perpetual running quick match kind of tournaments where it's
Mm-hmm.
just 8 players and you get to join at novice, bronze, silver, gold, diamond kind of league. You can play at any tournament that you're comfortable in. And I think it's a great thing. It's just 8 players. It gets filled up pretty quickly. And when one of the tournaments gets filled, it starts immediately, and a new one just auto creates, and new players can just join again. So I think it's been fantastic. I've joined a couple of this, especially the ones that are in DEC, because it's just
Mm-hmm.
100 DC to participate. And if you are the top half, 1 to 4, you get your money back. Actually, yeah, you get your money back. So I think it's really fun because you can just pull a couple of friends to participate. For example, like I used to get some of my guild mates, maybe 2 extra friends. I'm saying like, hey, do you want to have some fun together, have some games together, instead of just sending challenges to one another? That's
Mm,
pretty boring, right?
that's a good
You
point.
just
Yeah.
hop on, like 3 of us, we take 3 seats, and 5 other sorry, random players, and then we can compete and see who does better. So it's just having fun with your friends at the same time, but
Mm-hmm.
uh, hedging on, just jumping on to these quick match tournaments. And especially if you see, like, okay, there are like 5 players out of 8. So if you jump on immediately, you get to play now, right now. You get to submit your teams right now. So I've been doing it with my friends. We jump on, like, perhaps 3 of us, and then we hop on Discord call or a Google Meet call, and then we like, hey, what team are you submitting? Who are you playing against? And then we try to, disturb one another, have a chat on strategies, have a chat on how we're doing. And then when we submit teams together and we face off one another, we get to see the results immediately and just joke about it, like who's better, who's not, how you screwed up, and stuff like that. So it's additional fun to the game that viewers, players, you guys
Mm-hmm.
can consider. Have some fun, join these tournaments, join with your guild mates or your Discord friends. Have some fun with these automated tournaments, man.
Yeah, so just one quick thing to clarify though. It wasn't created by the team. It was created by an account I believe called Commander Chaos. But the
Mm-hmm.
team was really smart in terms of whitelisting that account. So he doesn't have to pay like the I think it's like 2000
Yes.
DEC every time you set up a tournament. So getting that to be part of like the official thing, I think was a very smart thing to do and very timely too, just because there haven't been many tournaments recently since they're doing this overhaul. I mean,
Yes.
I don't know much about the tournament side. I don't know if you have any thoughts on that. Like, Weirdbeard was the one saying that if you're interested, then he wants to talk to you. Interested in have any
Mm-hmm.
ideas? I'm just curious. Do you have
Mm-hmm.
any ideas that you want to share here?
Yeah, so I think I touched on this briefly on a previous video as well. Like previously, the number of players in the tournaments, we are like in a pyramid, right? Yep, the top
Mm-hmm.
players just maybe 5-10%, and then a lot of players are in like the bronze league or the silver. We don't have all the cards, right? But the tournament rewards are an inverted pyramid where the best goods are at the top, being in only in the gold tournaments, diamond tournaments, or the gold foil only. So a lot of players just don't feel that they are fairly rewarded in the tournament system that was on previously. So there were a
Mhm.
lot of chatter, a lot of feedback in general chat, tournament planning chat. I chipped in as well, and I think Gang from Splinterlands HQ has been very vocal about it. He has
Yeah.
been the main driving force for this revamp, and huge shout out to him and big thanks to Gang for leading us and leading this entire revamp. So being he's one of the OG, right? And he has been participating in all the Go For It tournaments. He could just very well keep quiet and just enjoy the good rewards for himself. But he has decided to, fight or lead the front of majority of the players, taking in consideration of sustainability and scaling. As when more players come in, how can new players be more involved in the game,
Mhm.
increase that stickiness to the game, so that you want players to spend more time on the game. As you know that rank battles, you have a certain percentage of ECR that you can use on daily basis. Once you're done, what do I do next? What can I play next in the game? So tournaments is one of the right to increase time
Yeah.
spent on the game because rank battles are just limited. So I think I'm looking forward to this revamp and the entire reorganization of how uh, tournaments are going to be planned and played out. So I'm really excited for the works of Weird Beard. His, you listen to him, you get excited during town hall. He is
Yeah.
just that radio guy, that commenter. Awesome. And I think he has been taking in a lot of feedbacks, like you said, right? It's really
Yeah.
open to players giving feedback. I just hope that he takes it all in and comes out with a system that people and players on the majority side of things enjoy and
Mhm.
can feel incentivized to participate in more of these tournaments, and hopefully bring the esports into Splinterland subsequently. I feel there is a difference, because for tournaments you're playing for rewards, but
Yeah.
esports is more of like showing off the skill side of things, the abilities, personal, how well you play, your performance in the game. But I think there needs to be some sort of a separation between esports and tournaments play for rewards. So if we can get that good distinction and clear distinction, then players know what they want, whether they want to go for the esports kind of competition or they want to go for tournaments for rewards and benefits and cards, giveaways and
Mhm.
stuff. So I think if there is a good clear distinction in the near future, then players will not feel so confused on what tournaments they are joining and why is it not rewarding and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, that last point you brought up is an interesting one too, because there's like a ton of tournaments that can actually be somewhat overwhelming for newer players.
Yeah.
And there's other times like now where there isn't as much going on. But I'm
Mm-hmm.
excited for them. I want to echo your shout out to Gank, just because I know Gank has been very vocal about this. To the point where even if I don't agree with everything he's saying, I'm just like, I'm just so glad you're fighting. Yeah, I'm on your side. Like you're on our team.
Yeah.
Like just it's one of those things where it's like, I appreciate the sentiment that he's coming at it with. And it's you know, I same thing with Weird Beard too, where it's just like he brings
Mm-hmm.
a lot of energy. So I'm it's not that I'm doubtful that he won't deliver. It's just I'm hopeful that whatever iteration they bring out first, like it's like one of those, there's no, you don't get a second chance at a first impression. So everybody's very excited
Mm.
about this tournament revamp. And while it's frustrating that there have not been tournaments for a while, I would rather they take their time with it and focus and
Yes.
actually get it right, so that
Yep.
all the new players that we have right now, if the tournaments come out
Mm-hmm.
and there's this overwhelming sentiment like, oh, it's unfair to new players, it's unfair to
Mm.
players without a lot of assets, blah 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 blah, you're going to have a lot of people who might just walk away from the game, right? And might not
Mm-hmm.
feel like it's worthwhile. So that's the last thing I would want. So I'd rather they take their time with it, take this boring period where Chaos Legion is like selling incredibly slowly, and just get it right, because like you said, esports is a huge part of it. So or at least a huge opportunity part of it. So I would say.
Yeah, yeah,
Uh, so let's kind of dive in. Not that these are related, but when we were talking earlier and discussing like what topics would be, it's funny how these kind of came closely together. So I want to see you tie it together. But you now have a scholar playing one of your accounts. So
yeah.
how is that experience? And maybe we can dig into the scholar experience yourself. And then I don't know if you were trying to tie this back into tournaments at all or not. So take the floor, however you wanted to go with it. For everybody listening, when we were talking beforehand, I was just like, "Oh, stop! We'll save this for the thing." So I actually have no idea what he's gonna say. So that's why I'm just like, let's roll with it.
Yeah, yeah. It's not really kind of linked to tournaments, but uh, for me, it's just how I can better use my assets that I have in game.
Mm-hmm.
So when I was ripping Chaos Legion packs open, I had a ton of common and rare cards that were just sitting in my account, and I wasn't utilizing them. So in commons, you probably have 100, 200 per copy that's just sitting there. And if I were to combine them and rent it out, it would be very negligible DEC. Per card can be like 2 DEC, 1 DEC.
Mm-hmm.
And I was thinking, how do I maximize my rewards, assets that I have in Splinterland? So I thought, how about I transfer all these additional or spare cards that I have into an alt account, and get a scholar to play the account for me. And at the same time, I was just thinking on a global or economy thinking, where I could give back to the society in a way, because I have all these assets, but my time is pretty limited. I have trouble just playing my own games on my own account, because I
I
spend
know
a
what
lot
you
of
mean.
time playing and trying to reduce my ECR, but the games are tough in Go. So I'm already been stressing out on my own games, and I don't really have time to run a second account. So I
Yeah.
thought that, I just have to find someone who perhaps does not have the capital to perhaps have a silver account for a start, but is very interested in getting better in the game, or very interested in just earning the additional rewards that he can or she can, to help with his own personal life, right? So I thought, if I can bridge this gap, then I could be, it's just a win-win situation for the scholar and myself. So I just
Mm-hmm.
put out a shout out into Pig Monsters Discord. I throw it into one of the Discords that has a lot of Philippines community members. I said that whoever's interested, just hit me up in Discord. And Hyde is my scholar, Hyde-20. Shout out to you. He has been awesome. So he's running my alt account on my behalf. He plays the account every single day. So the current arrangement I have with him is that we split our rewards 50-50. I tend to just try to give more as much as I can to my
Mm-hmm.
scholars, because my current aim is just perhaps get some DC rewards, cover some of the cost of the cards, and that's about it. And letting someone else enjoy the cards will be great. So right now, I actually delegate like a silver nature and water deck
Okay.
to the account. So he has Kyla level 3, Obsidian level 3, and all the Chaos Legion cards that he needs. And then
That's
I throw in a random bunch of cards just to meet the 40,000 CP power
okay. For
required
silver two.
for silver 2.
Yeah. Okay.
I think the rewards in silver 3 is a bit too little. So to make it rewarding for my
Yeah.
scholar, I need to incentivize him to play as well, right? So I thought that silver 2 would be a good place to start, and then we see how it goes. If there's opportunity to bring it to silver 1 or gold, then I'll look at it in the near future and discuss with him or her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So right now the account is just sitting in silver. I think silver is a place that's also easy for the scholar to play in. Once you reach goal, it's just very challenging, right? So in silver, the win rates are a bit higher with the cards that he has. So I think he's bringing in pretty good DEC rewards for me and himself. So and then we
Mhm.
will just share the rewards at the end of the season. I'll just transfer it over to him, and then the thing restarts again. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's a good point because like for for silver, there's a lot of people who are stretching into silver. They have bronze level decks, but they're
Mhm.
playing in silver for the rewards, right? Whereas once you get into
Yeah.
gold, I just get brutalized by all these like older OP cards sometimes. I'm just like, I'm just gonna although I do have to say that personally, I'm surprised that gold hasn't been as tough as I thought it would be. I was scared of gold for the longest time. I was one of those players, probably similar to, well, I don't know about similar to your scholar, but like for the longest time, I was like, I'm happy in silver. Like I want to be able to dominate in silver, right?
Mhm.
And yeah, so it's interesting that kind of difference in level exists, but it makes it all the worthwhile. And actually, that's one of the follow-up questions I had for you. Now that
Mhm.
DEC rewards have come down tremendously, both in value and amount, because the price of DEC has fallen, is this still something that you feel is profitable, or your scholar feels is
Mhm.
profitable? I don't. Maybe we shouldn't be discussing this, but it's just like maybe we shouldn't be discussing it publicly. But I'm just no, we should be transparent. I'm
It's
curious to
fine.
get your I'm curious to
Mhm.
get your opinion on it and how you're
Yeah.
viewing this long term.
Yep. No, open to share as much as I can with the community here and the viewers, to know how things are on this side. So yeah, as you said, DC rewards has in terms of quantity has reduced significantly over the last couple of months. Previously in silver, maybe you're getting like 15. Now you're getting like maybe 2, 3, 5,
Yeah.
single digits, right? Wait. Yeah. So yes, the question about is it worth it? Is my time worth it? Right. That's the question. So right now it may not seem a lot, but I think in the latest town hall, Matt was talking about how he's re-looking at the current reward system, where he thinks that it's not very rewarding for new players to come on to just open one chest when you complete your daily quest. That's pretty boring, right? I
Hmm.
work so hard just to get my wins to meet the daily quest, and then I open one chest. That that doesn't
Yeah,
that
which has like
doesn't
10%
give.
chance of a card.
Yeah, people don't get hype. People don't feel that they are fairly rewarded for their time. So
Yeah.
with this, I think they're re-looking at how the rewards are being distributed or given out. I can see rewards being bumped up in the near future. Really also to attract new players into the game. I remember back then in August, when I opened one chest, I could get 2,000 DEC, 10,000 DEC. And it's that all you need is just one of the rewards to have this kind of amount to let people feel that, wow, my time is rewarded. it
Yeah.
you know yeah, so I think the way that they distribute it could cause people to really feel that they struck lottery, and then it just gives you that feeling that, oh my god, there is an opportunity for me to be rewarded. I'm gonna keep playing, even if it's for 1%, 2%. I would give my best every single day. I would do my daily quest religiously, because there is a chance, for a huge payout. And so I think Yabama is looking at it. I can see, rewards in the lower leagues being improved upon, making it more rewarding. So I'm really looking forward, because it will impact my alt account as well.
Yeah.
Hoping that, yeah, I think bronze, the rewards in bronze should remain low, because to kill off the uh, massive bots creation. If bronze is going to be rewarding, then lots of players, will just keep creating odd accounts or even more and more bots. So, but I think silver is a good place that the team can target to make it rewarding, because it's like a very nice balance where you incentivize players to invest in the game, put at least
Hmm.
something in, 100, 200, 300 US dollars, and then they get fairly rewarded for what they've put in. This will, kind of suck them into this ecosystem to have the belief that you can play to earn. But I would just put another word in front of play to earn, which is invest. Invest to play to earn. So you
Okay.
have to have the invest portion come first,
Mhm.
then you can play to earn. So I'm looking forward to whatever the team is going to roll out in terms of rewards in the near future.
Yeah, me too. I mean, do you have any kind of thoughts or speculation on what that would be? Or is it just you're hopeful that they'll increase the rewards at the lower levels? It sounds like they're going to increase incentives across the board, right? They want people to be
Yeah.
playing all across the board. So, okay, if you don't mind, I have a question for you because
Sure.
I literally just recorded this video. I haven't even posted it yet. So,
Oh,
but
okay.
it's gonna
Sneak
get
peek.
posted. It's gonna get posted before this. So hopefully people have a chance to listen to it and then maybe hear your
Mhm,
response. I'm
mhm,
just kind of spitballing an idea around here, right? Because I think one of the interesting conversations that's been happening in maybe it was the Mav chat or maybe the Discord server, other parts of the Discord server, but there needs to be a sense of progression, right, within the game,
mhm,
so that players feel like they're actually getting somewhere. So I had this thought, and I'm ready and wanting people to poke holes in it or take it and run with it and find improve it. But one of the thoughts that came to mind was we have, you go and you do your daily quests, and then you get X amount of chests and you get rewards cards from that, right? Rewards cards or DEC or potions, whatever the case is. I had this thought where what if there was a set of cards that was maybe released with every major expansion or every couple of seasons or something like that that you can't buy, you can't transfer. They're not
Oh,
NFTs, but they're in the
mm,
game and you're able to level them up to a certain point by playing the game. So you can only do it by grinding, right? You can only do it by actually playing the
mm,
game. So
mhm,
now, because I was just thinking about the way what Matt was saying before, where he's like, we want people to play the game and not just do their daily quests. We want them to play the game nonstop. We want them to be like addicted.
mhm.
He didn't say that word, but like, we want them to have
Yeah.
incentive to play. So how do
Mhm,
you do that unless you offer some kind of like experience or like XP or something that people can improve upon and feel that sense of progression every single time they play? Now, the easy argument to that is like, well, they're earning DEC every single time they win. So, like, isn't that enough? That's actual money. Are they earning cards? That's fine, all and good. But for me, in order to get casual players to really buy into it, right? Because I think a lot of
mm,
casual players will come in and say, "Oh, like I need to invest how much in order to like make this worthwhile? Why can't I just start with
mhm,
what I have? And why can't I just continue to like slowly build?" And in bronze, you're getting one chest a day. There's a 10% chance you're getting a card. You're not going to build a
mhm,
deck very quickly that way, right? Unless you're putting money in.
mm,
Whereas if there was maybe one, two, three cards that you get that could be like cool, interesting monsters, maybe a summoner, maybe not even a summoner, but just like monsters that you could level up. They don't count towards your CP. They have zero value
mhm,
because they're not,
mhm.
transferable. They're not NFTs. So this was kind of the idea that I was spitballing. And I was like, I'm just going to throw this out there, see if somebody else can run with it, and if there's an idea,
Yeah.
or if somebody wants to poke holes. But how that's my idea for progression, right? So that people can feel a sense of progression, even if they can't put a lot in, and even if they
Yeah.
put a lot in, for example, right? Like you and I, we have thankfully been able to like buy our way to gold level decks, right? But
Yeah.
if these three cards or four cards, whatever it is, we can't
Mhm.
buy our way to like level 4, level 5. We actually have to play the game, and we actually have to
Yeah.
like use our skill set and use whatever, to level those guys up as we play the
Yeah.
game. So that to me was something that would appeal to both newer players, players without a lot of assets, and players who've been around with a lot of assets for a while. So
Yeah.
that again, you don't need to like give an in-depth response because I'm kind of just vomiting all of this
Yeah.
onto you now, but I'm just curious to hear your thoughts, or maybe if you had any ideas that you were kind of spitballing in your head.
Yeah. So I like the idea because I had similar ideas before, but
Mm-hmm.
I've not really shared in the math chat or with anyone yet. So this is a perfect place, to share
Please, please.
what I have. Yeah. So I like the idea where perhaps there's something during the season that players can achieve or work towards the progression and to keep them hooked. So what I actually thought of is actually if every season there is like missions and objectives that the players can work towards. For example, if I start this season and I'm a bronze one player or even a silver player, maybe I choose a summoner that I want. Okay, let's say I choose Tassa, right? And then there will be this missions and objectives for this entire season, maybe like 5 objectives. And each objective or mission that I complete, it unlocks a leveled summoner for me. So if I chose Tassa,
Mm.
after completing the first one, it unlocks level 2 for me. And then if I complete the next one during the season, it unlocks level 3 for me. And then level 4 and then level 5. But it's just one
Interesting.
selected
Okay.
summoner that I choose during the season. So this incentivized me, like, because maybe summoners are expensive to buy. And at
Mm-hmm.
the start, I will always fall down, fall back down to bronze. I don't need a level 3 at the beginning, right? I just need a
Mm-hmm.
level 1 or level 2. And then as I progress during the season, I need higher and higher level summoners. So what I do is I can then use my funds. Maybe it's limited funds that I have. I buy the cards. I buy the fire deck, and because I know that I can get the level summoner every season, and it resets back down every end of season. And if I
Mm-hmm.
want to try a new summoner, I choose maybe Kyla the next season, and then I rent a water deck to try it out, that kind of thing. So
Now,
this is
do
what
you
I
keep the
thought.
summoner after the season is done? So let's say you level her
No, it
up.
resets. It
Oh, it resets.
resets.
Okay, sorry. Okay, I missed that.
Yeah. Yeah. So for example, if I start in bronze in a brand new season, I just use the free level 1. I complete a quest or a objective. I get level 2 unlock. It helps me to progress into silver. And then if I
Mm-hmm.
unlock level 3, I get a strong footing in silver. But when the season ends, I get downgraded back to bronze, right? So does the summoner. And I get to choose a brand new summoner again when the season restarts. And I don't need a level 3 at the beginning because I'm in bronze anyway, right? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So it helps the new players kind of progress during the season and try out different summoners every season. And with the limited funds, they can just put it into cards first, monsters first, and maybe players get to build different decks at the lower league. Whereas if you are a player in gold, this model may not work for you as much because when you fall back down into silver, you would want a leveled summoner immediately. But at
Mm-hmm.
the same time, you may not have all the summoners. Maybe I'll just have Kyla and Obsidian. I don't have a Tassa that's leveled. So I would just pick Tassa such that during the course of the season, I will get Tassa to maybe level 3. I don't have to buy a Tassa. So it helps me in my game as well, but not as much as how it would help a bronze or silver player. Yeah. So that's something I had in
Gotcha.
mind.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I love it, man. I love it because like this, it's a fantastic idea, and I don't I don't know how easy implementation is across the board. My only thing with what you were saying is, and this is kind of the reason that I said it has to be like separate cards, because it's going to be one of
Mm.
those things like, if people feel like they can win it, then why would they buy it, right? Or
Mm-hmm.
like if you're a player that has like a ton of cards or a ton of capital, then you're able to come in and buy it. But I actually really like the idea of like being able to level up a summoner. Um,
Mm-hmm.
if I was to combine both of our ideas, it would be a summoner that is completely separate and only available to level up. You know what I mean? You can't buy it, you can't do anything with it.
Yep.
But it's a fantastic idea, and I think we need stuff like this. We need different kinds of
Mm.
implementation like this to make the game appealing for anybody at any level.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be interesting because in gold and above, exactly like you said, there is less of an incentive, right, to use any of
Mm-hmm.
those. So you have to find a way to challenge people in gold and diamond and champion as well. So
Mm-hmm.
it's a tough problem, and I mean I'm not envious of the position the team is in trying to come up with rewards, because it's like, how do you make it more incentivized without
Mm-hmm.
without having any loopholes that can be exploited by bots, right?
Yeah.
So because we know that there are a lot of bots in the game, and again,
Mm-hmm.
I'm bot neutral, so it's like, as long as they're not exploiting anything and taking away, then it's fine. As long as they're being part of the economy, then it's fine. But
Mhm.
for newer players, I think it's important to be able to. And to be fair, I don't own any bots, so let me just make that clear, because I want to make I want people to know that I don't own any bots, but I am bot neutral. I mean, I've heard
Mhm.
solid arguments on both sides. So,
Hmm.
um, but that being said, now I'm gonna get a lot of feedback on that comment.
Oh,
Um,
it's coming.
it's coming. It's coming. No, I mean, I've said that I've been bot neutral in the past, but I haven't always clarified that I don't run any bots. I can barely run my second account. So I
Same
used to
here.
have a scholar. I used to have a scholar, and I'm not even good with like managing a scholar. Well, they left for a bit, and then I was just like, yeah, I don't know. I don't like. I thought that I would play the account, but it's hard enough just in gold to play my own account.
Yes, it is. It is.
But yeah, no, it's a fantastic idea, and I really hope that we can get some kind of implementation of that.
Mm.
Again, it just comes down to like the hive mind is really incredible, because we can come up with all these ideas, and I just hope that when they implement something, it's not like 4 tiers below what we just talked about. You know what I mean? Where it's just like
Yeah.
something super basic or like an incremental change. But this does not seem like the time for that. It seems like the team is very much focused on massive changes. And I mean, as we've been
Yes.
seeing, we previously talked about like the Waka and Imagine Dragon stuff, and
Mhm.
sounds like there's huge changes for the tournaments. Any other thoughts on scholars rewards or anything?
Yeah, I think like as you said, the team has their plate really filled and full
Mm-hmm.
to at least maybe the first half of this year, with all these promotions going on. At the same time, they are still just working on Modern versus WoW, which I think has been pushed back a little bit to
Yeah.
maybe Q2 of this year. And only after that, I think they have some capacity to look at how to improve the game. But it's really encouraging to see how the team has grown, the dev team has grown. So now they have like separate teams working on Modern versus WoW
Mm-hmm.
tournaments, all the promotion, the shop page, the vouchers page, and all this coming all together, working on it in parallel. I think we just got to be a little patient, but I think we can see updates and upgrades coming very quickly in the next few months. I think the next 3 months is going to be exciting. I think we'll be overwhelmed. There'll be so much to talk about. There'll be so
Yeah.
much to discuss. I am really, really looking forward to it. And, even Rift Watchers, I think it will come in sometime in June. I think there's just too much things packed.
Yeah.
And Chaos Legion's not even sold out yet, so there's sufficient packs in the game.
Mm-hmm.
When I'm really stoked about the first half, but at the same time, second half, I think there's a lot of things that yet to come. That the team has not announced, but I think it's in
We
their
haven't we
grand
haven't even
scheme
talked
of
about land,
things.
right?
Yeah, yeah, land is
So apparently
it's
that's gonna apparently there's something called
huge.
land that's coming. I don't know. I don't know anything about it. It's just something big that's coming, right? So
Yeah, I think
uh
land is gonna be so huge,
yeah.
even for us to comprehend. It's just gonna blow our minds. Really, really looking forward to it.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where it's so big that I can't even comprehend it right now, because there's so
Yeah.
much else that they're focusing on. I mean, you kind of did a
Hmm.
good recap here for the next 6 months. I am actually a little more pessimistic, not
Oh.
because I'm trying to call the team out, but it's just, you know, they do a great job of being very transparent of what they're working on, and
Hmm.
the roadmap that they have for it. But it's just exponential growth leads to exponential problems, and so
Yes.
a lot of that is just trying to make sure that they have all their ducks in an order, or all their ducks in a row. And like, modern format, we were expecting it in December with the launch of Chaos Legion. Now it's being pushed back to
Hmm.
Q2, and
Hmm.
I, you know, I don't know that they're going to be in any rush to launch Rift Watchers if Chaos Legion isn't sold out, and I
Hmm.
don't know that we'll see
Hmm.
land until maybe like closer to the end of the year at this point. Now, again, I'm saying all these things because I'm just trying to like level set my own expectations. But if it
Yep.
comes sooner rather than later, I'll be the happiest person.
Yep.
But
I
it
think
just,
that's
yeah,
that's great. That's great. Like the team has been, previously. You can feel that the launch for Chaos Legion's a bit rushed. The planning was done, but things didn't really fall into place as nicely as they thought it would be. There's a lot
Hmm.
of last minute changes and stuff. So for this year, I think the team is, they have a good team. They have sufficient devs. They have uh, the planning done right. I don't want them to rush anything this year because
No.
as we are going mainstream, what you don't want is the teams backtracking on what they said, what they promised, under
Yeah.
deliver. This is the time to really deliver upon the promises that they make. So I think they have to be cautious as well, not
Yeah.
to over promise, not to over hype, because the audience is much bigger now.
Yeah.
You're on the media a lot of the time. People will be looking at us. So I think it's a good move that the team is a bit more cautious with timeline, with promises that they make. Uh,
Hmm.
all this has to be more, calculated to more precise, with more precision. So I would, I'm okay with the team taking their time to launch
Hmm.
things that are of high quality, well thought out, and there's like not much of going against what they have previously said. So I think
Yeah.
as they scale, like you said in the previous video, like they're turning more corporate, you have to manage expectations, right, of your
Yeah. Of
players, your
course.
communities, future players as well, or even more stakeholders like the people you're collaborating. They will be paying attention to what's happening in the game as well. So I think the team has been doing a good job. All they need to do is just have the year planned out and just work towards it. And as you said, if it's earlier than predicted,
Even better.
we will be happy with it.
Yeah.
But if it needs a little bit longer, then so be it.
Sure.
Just do it. I trust in the quality that they deliver. So I will just wait and be patient and look for what's coming in this year.
Yeah. One thing that Matt said that really stuck out to me is they don't want to implement so many big changes at once, not even like two big changes at once, right? So like my personal roadmap for the year, I don't talk to anyone on the team, but like where I see things actually playing out is if we go on like a quarterly system. They release Chaos
Mm,
Legion January, so Q1, right? The
mhm.
next major thing that I can see coming is modern and wild, or modern format, which I think is going to come in Q2, so April. That means that we probably don't get Rift Watchers until July, and then Land would be after that, probably sometime in October. And the one
Yep.
thing that I'm leaving out, I'm sure I'm leaving a bunch of other things out, but the one thing that I'm leaving out, which is being worked on right now too, is SPS governance. But SPS
Yeah.
governance, I would say, is somewhat separate from gameplay. That's going to
Yes.
be
Yes.
more. That's going to be more like investment, crypto,
Transactional.
DeFi.
Mm,
Yeah, so that's something that can be implemented without kind of breaking the system, and so that might come in at some point in between one of those. So yeah, I mean it's an exciting year to say the least. But I agree
yes.
with you that some caution in terms of expectations should definitely be
Mm,
advised for everybody. And it's just a good time to keep stacking SPS and stacking cards and building your
yes.
deck out. So even if you don't want to spend any money in the game, and I respect that, if you don't want to spend any money in the game, just show up every day,
Mhm.
do your daily quests, rent some cards, get up to a higher league, and maybe
Yeah.
win a pack here and there. You never know. So it's
Yep.
a good time to be in the game, because
Mhm.
you you don't want to be in when things are mooning. You don't want to like come back when things are mooning. You want to be here
Yeah.
now, accumulating. And the best part
Yeah.
about this, as opposed to other investments like Bitcoin, is you can play for free, right? Or not for
Yep.
free, but like you can use your time rather than having to have more money to accumulate in a consolidation period. You can just play. You can just play as
Yep.
much as you want, earn as much DEC as you want, and turn that into other assets within the game. So,
Mhm.
um,
Yeah.
Godzilla, this was
Mhm.
awesome, man. I mean, I love the conversations we have. Are there any final thoughts you want to leave the folks with?
Yep. Just the same. I want to encourage viewers to leave your comments below on topics you want us to talk about, discuss about, or anything interesting about the game. Leave your comments below. Uh, leave your IGN below because we'll be sending out Chaos Legion packs to you guys. So keep your comments. Fill it up. Just spam the comments. Yeah,
Spend the
but with good
comments.
stuff. With the good stuff. And you know, I'll be hoping to jump on another stream or recording with After Sound really soon. So if you guys like me to be here, just show some love to us in the comments below. Let us know whether you like our content, the things we talk about, and looking forward to be here again.
Well, Godziel, I like you, so you'll be back here no matter what. But I appreciate it, brother, really. And so, guys, make sure you let us know what topics you want. This, I think, is going to be an ongoing series for us, where instead of doing maybe like long interviews where we did the first one, we'll probably chunk this out, do it more frequently, and kind of dive in, do a little bit more deeper dives into certain specific topics. So, if there's stuff that you guys want us to cover or do. Look into further, definitely let us know in the comments below. Godzilla is being very generous with some pack giveaways, so yeah, I'll probably have to hop in on that too. So I'm going to commit myself here. So throw something in the comments. We'll go through, pick out our favorite ones, and go from there. Godzilla, awesome
Yeah.
conversation, man. Have a good
Like
one.
and subscribe. Like and
Like and
subscribe.
subscribe.
Like and subscribe.
Thank you, man. All right, guys, have an amazing rest of your day. We will catch you all in the next video that we do.
Yep.
I'm not sure when that'll be, but it'll be sooner rather than later. And we'll see you around the game. All right. Have a good one.
Yeah. See you around. Bye bye.